What's good, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Star Wars Visions Season 2 has come out, and actually, it came out a while ago, but I feel like absolutely no one is talking about this. Now, what really happened? Because I know Star Wars Visions Season 1 came out, and it wasn't the biggest sensation out there, but Star Wars Visions Season 2 really seemed to have just come out in a silent and kind of sad whimper, which is a little unfortunate because I just finished watching the entirety of Season 2, and it was quite enjoyable. There was a couple of episodes that actually did surprise me. I did not expect to like them just because the animation style, and that was my own biases right off the bat. But they surprised me, and I really ended up liking a lot of these episodes. Now, at the end of the day, I am going to say that I think a solid 7 out of the 9 episodes I would consider actual bangers. All right, they were actually really good, very enjoyable. I would say that I am still a bigger fan of season 1 than of this season, but it still brings it, and it's still very good. And that's why I'm saying that it's quite sad to see that it seemingly didn't really make much of an impact when it came out. It seems like Disney just kind of dropped it on Disney Plus, and no one really batted an eye, and no one really was talking about it or really commentating on it much at all. I would say that out of the 9 new episodes, only one I really didn't enjoy, and that's gonna be about the same with season 1. There's always gonna be 1 or 2 episodes that just aren't up your alley, but that's all right, because that's kind of the whole point of Star Wars Visions. It's to be creative, it's to be unique and create stories, Star Wars stories, that are unrestricted by the canon or the lore of the main series, but still be able to, you know, incorporate Star Wars ideas. And it's very, very awesome and interesting to see just where these different animation studios will take Star Wars. Star Wars Visions is that unique opportunity to be able to take Star Wars somewhere where it's never been before, because these animation studios are absolutely unrestricted in the sense of lore or canon. Obviously, it's Disney, so there's going to be the restrictions there, but it is still very creative and still very unique to see where they will go with it. And it is very fun just to see the different types of animation styles that they use. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there were certain animation styles that I am not the biggest fan of. Like the clay animation type stuff, I'm usually not the biggest fan of that. I will admit that some of the episodes did captivate me and did get my attention regardless of the animation style. And by the end of the episode, I was enjoying it. And you know, you get used to the animation style, and at the end of the episode, you're saying, well, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Now, I will say that season 2 suffers from the exact same problem as season 1. But mind you, it's not too bad of a problem to have. I would say that Star Wars Visions as a whole really struggles from mid-series syndrome, is what I like to call it. And I would explain it as such, kind of where you walk in on a friend watching a series and you kind of sit down and watch with him, but you say, oh man, this is really good, but I want to go back and watch the entirety of the series. But there is no entirety of the series. You guys understand what I mean? It's where it seems like every single episode, especially the really good ones, because a lot of these episodes are only 10 to 15 minutes. I think the longest one might only be 20 minutes. They have very limited time to cram in a lot of story or whatever the message they want to send, whatever the purpose of this episode is. They have limited time and limited moments to do that, and they do a very good job with the limited time to actually tell an intriguing story or just to be visually great and visually beautiful. They also accomplish that, and it really feels like you just walked in a little too late, and it's just, oh man, I want to watch the entire series, but there's no more, you know. And that's a good problem to have. Like I said, it's like, I want more of this. Some of these episodes, I wish they were whole series, and I wish and I hope that they would have done that just with some of the episodes in season 1 as well. Oh my goodness, guys, the studios just do such a good job of doing these episodes in 15 to 20 minutes, even shorter sometimes, because, you know, when you know that it's a short episode, you're willing to forgive some things. You're willing to understand when they're rushing the plot or they're rushing the episode. They still do it well, and they still captivate you. And I'm gonna be honest, especially in season 1 and a couple of episodes here in season 2, you catch yourself like almost like, dang, I'm almost tearing up. It's actually pretty decent, and like I don't even know what's really going on. Like, they just throw you in the middle of it, and And if an animation studio is able to just throw you in the middle of a story and immediately within 15-20 minutes captivate your attention and get you attached to certain characters that you barely even know their name, now that's a good story. That's a good studio right there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do personally have to say that episode 2, 5, and 6 are my favorite. I think that those were the best episodes in season 2. They do a very good job, like I said, of getting you attached to those characters, of building an intriguing world, of building its own lore and building its own story, still within the Star Wars universe. So I'm still intrigued naturally because I like Star Wars, right? But it's just so creative, and it makes you wish, like, hey, can we do some of this stuff in mainstream Star Wars? Can we have some of these powers? Can we add some of this lore into the actual canon? Like, some of this would, honestly, it would work, and it seems really cool. This is an awesome and very entertaining series that I would highly recommend that you guys go and check out, because if you do, then that'll tell Disney that we want more of it, you know what I'm saying? And I would love a season 3 of Star Wars Visions. It's very enjoyable to finally see animation studios and writers be given a little more freedom, you know, because they're not so restricted by the lore. They're not so restricted by Disney per se constantly saying, no, we got to keep this way. It's very nice to see people go off the cuff and just kind of see what Star Wars can be, get some creative ideas from there, and hopefully some of these ideas will leak into the main Star Wars stories. But it's also beautiful just to see them be their own thing and see all the creative, unique, and intriguing ideas that these studios and writers can come up with. I would highly recommend checking out Star Wars Vision Season 2 and Season 1 if you haven't checked it out. Because like I said, I did enjoy Season 1 even more than Season 2. It's still, some of the episodes in Season 1 still tugging at my heartstrings to this day. And some of the episodes in Season 1, I'm still waiting on Disney to make into a whole series. So Disney, come on now. Come on, go back. Season 1, Episode 1, Episode 3, Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 7, Episode 8, Lop and Ocho. Oh my. Some of these episodes, I just absolutely want to be their own series. Disney, I'm still waiting. Appreciate y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're a fan of Star Wars content, media, and entertainment, please do consider subscribing down below, as well as following me on Twitch. All those links are going to be down there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for being here. And until next time, I'll see you.